Hey everybody, welcome to the first content video. This will cover gross motor development. And how are we going to learn about it? Naturally, at the intersection of poorly conceived missions and medical education. We're talking about babies in space. Time to go for a ride. As part of the pre-flight checklist, here are the learning objectives if you want to look. Here's your quick refresher on the format. The first year will be moving along a horizontal axis, and the next 5 years will be rocketing upwards on a diagonal. We've got no 6-year-old milestones here, so you can toss out that bottom right corner along with our funding. That's all for the systems checklist. Our launch is a go. So buckle up, sit back, and put your tray tables in their upright position. Our pacifiers are destined for the final frontier. We're going to start our space adventure in the not-too-distant 2-month future, with the prototypical astronaut and proof of NASA's lowered standards, Cadet Carter. As he approaches the alien terrain, notice how his eyes are glued to the stars above him. His head is held up, viewing the wonders of the cosmos. Babies will start trying to hold their heads up fairly early, but by 2 months, they are really able to keep those huge heads steady when propped up or laying on their stomachs. The brave cadet's mission suddenly appears in danger as an aggressive alien ship opens fire, made all the more dangerous by Carter's lack of attention. Though, maybe I've spoken too soon. Our cadet had enough forward attention into 4 months old to evade the incoming lasers, barrel rolling from his front to his back. At 4 months old, infants will be able to roll from their stomachs to their backs, though they, like Carter, lack any real further maneuvering. As luck would have it, Carter managed to evade not only the fired shots, but a tentacle alien lurking in the foreign terrain. Let the aliens grasping at Carter remind you that 4-month-olds will bring their hands to midline, just not past. Ooh, well, despite our singing his praises, Carter's Earthling ship is no match for the technological might of glowing green rectangles, and his ship goes up in a fiery explosion. I know what you're thinking. Spontaneous combustion was not one of the milestones you learned. But fear not. Our quick-thinking explorer made it to the escape pod just in time. It was such a close call that the hatch is still closing, but it functions as a nice reminder that we're in 6-month territory. And what is our brave lad doing? Something familiar to any medical student. He's sitting in despondence, just as 6-month-olds will briefly sit unassisted. What else to notice? Since his barrel rolling days, the cadet is now right side up again. 6-month-olds will roll from their back to their stomach. Turns out that these escape pods just weren't built all that robustly, as ours crashes into the rocky terrain below. Both the astronaut and engineering departments were replaced with infants, and frankly, that's seeming less and less like a good idea. But the budget savings that come with hiring toddlers? Out of this world. Our cadet, hardy as ever, emerges from the broken pod. The pod now conveniently reminding us of our 9-month territory as Carter climbs his way up this alien mountainside. At 9 months old, infants will crawl on their hands and knees. Just to rub salt in the wound, Carter can see the flaming wreckage of his spaceship falling overhead. His space cruiser is in need of some serious help. A great reminder that, sometime between 9 months and 12 months, infants will be able to cruise. That is, awkwardly step along with their legs when someone's holding them by their arms or they're supporting themselves on a piece of furniture. As he reaches the top of the peak, Carter is, for the first time, able to stand, just like 12-month-olds can. Notice that he's standing all on his own, not needing to hold on to anything. As Cadet Carter plants his flag, the one circle a reminder of the one first year, he celebrates one small step, baby's first step. 12-month-olds will take their first exploratory steps. Now, let's take that all back for a quick review. Our mission began with our hold our heads up view at 2 months to look at the starry sky above. We then moved forward into 4 months for a front-to-back evasive barrel roll, evading those alien midline hands. The loss of his ship left the good cadet sitting upright and unsupported in his 6-pod escape pod. But they just don't make pods like they used to, and Carter had to crawl away from that now a 9-pod wreck. The flaming cruiser was a morbid reminder of cruising, but we happily ended with one small first step from an unsupported stand, rounding out an eventful first year. You know, come to think of it, those aliens left without much of a fight. The cadet might not be out of trouble quite yet. Well, Carter did the impossible. He survived aliens, crashes, and got up onto his own 2 feet. There is no I in astronaut, but there is an I in alien. Speaking of which, it looks like those blasted ships are back for round 2. There are only 1.5 aliens visible, reminding us that we're at 1.5 years, or 18 months. But we're dealing with a professional cadet, a mind sharpened by hours of training. And what's he going to do in this predicament? Dance. Wait, dance. Bold move. But his dance helps us out. Let his moonwalking evasive tactics remind us that at 18 months, kids can walk backward. And what is that overhead? An asteroid, suspiciously baseball patterned, flying away into space. Kids at 18 months will be able to throw a ball overhand. Ah, the dance, the ball, it's all coming together now. The whole show was a distraction. 2 action lines tell us that we're now at 2 years old, and Carter is off, running away from the alien foes. At age 2, kids will be able to run with good coordination. Now, they might try to hustle at a younger age, but it's at 2 years old that those efforts pay off in a well-formed, coordinated run. Are Carter's newly discovered color-coordinated shoes proof that I can't draw feet, or a reminder that 2-year-olds running is more mature? The choice is yours. In his blast of speed, his fast feet have knocked a rock into the cold void, reminding us that 2-year-olds can kick balls. More danger is incoming, it's just not the cadet's day. A black hole has emerged in defiance of astrophysics, blocking our path to safety. But the cadet came prepared, deploying his emergency triple thruster jetpack and leaping forward over the event horizon. Let the triple jetpack not only remind you that we're at 3 years old, but also that 3-year-olds can pedal tricycles. And what else? Let the cadet's maneuvers remind you that at 3 years old, kids will jump forward. Jumping straight up? That they can do a little bit earlier, but broad jumping forward with distance? Now that needs a 3-year-old triple pack. Finally, some good news. The advanced aliens are no match for the wits of a toddler, an experience shared by Earthling parents everywhere. Those aliens get sucked into the black hole, along with our G rating. Seeing success in his grasp, a song is once again in Carter's heart, as he happily skips up the rocky steps. The 4 notes tell us we're at 4 years old, and the skipping a reminder that 4-year-olds can skip 1 foot at a time. And what about those rocks? A reminder that, at 4 years old, kids will walk up steps, alternating feet and unsupported. With home finally in sight, Carter deploys his emergency ride. Maybe he should have used that a little bit sooner. His feet lined up on his board in a heel-to-toe tandem, reminiscent of 5-year-olds' ability to heel-toe tandem walk. Carter launches off for home. He'd better hurry, though. He's supposed to start kindergarten tomorrow. Let's roll all that back for one last galactic review. At 18 months, or 1.5 alien years, Carter walked backward to evade the lasers. Far from a throwaway move, the dance and the throwing ball asteroid were part of a master plan. At 2, he was off to the races, a coordinated run in some new color-coordinated boots, which he also used to kick that rocky ball. By 3 years old, Carter was pedaling the tricycle of the cosmos, a triple-jet jetpack, and leaping forward to safety. Age 4 finally brought some easier times, with Carter happily skipping up some stairs, 1 foot at a time for both. A glide at 5, his feet in heel-to-toe tandem, Carter set off for the safety of home. He'll surely have some stories to tell, just like most kids do. That wraps up gross motor development. Hopefully you find it helpful for remembering things. If for any reason you'd like a PDF version of the final frames, along with their labels, I'll link that in the description. If you want to like or subscribe, I'm told that that's something desirable. Or don't. Lastly, if you're studying for Step 1, Step 2, a shelf, or just in general, make sure you're also taking time to do fun, relaxing, or restorative things. Med school has a strong emphasis on productivity, but not enough explicit acknowledgement that self-care is itself productive. There's no point in being an astronaut if you can't stop and enjoy the stars. I'll see you next time.